love me. I love me. I don't know about you, but baby, I love me. Now everybody say, oh, I love me. I love me.
They gon' say all kinds of things. They'll make jokes about my name. They gon' try to clip my wings, but I'm gon' fly. They'll try to play me like a game. I bet they're too scared of the fame, but I can see it clear when I'm looking in the mirror saying, God made me just right.
I love me. I love me. I don't know about you, but baby, I love me. Now everybody say, oh, I love me. I love me. 'Cause I'm sexy and it ain't my fault. I ain't waiting on nobody's call. You don't want me, baby, that's your loss. I'll be fine.
I'll be fine,
And you
baby.
can tell by the way I talk. And you can tell by the way I walk. That
I can see it clear when I'm looking in the mirror saying, God made me just right.
oh, I love me. I love me. I don't know about you, but baby, I love me. Now everybody say, oh, I love me. I love me.
That's right. Say it.
I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast. I love all y'all, but I love me the most.
I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast. I love all y'all, but I love me the most. Go raise a glass, give yourself a toast. I love all y'all, but I love me the most. I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast. I love all y'all.
But I love me.
I love me,
I love me.
I love me.
I don't know about you,
I don't know about you,
baby, I love me.
baby, I love me.
Now everybody say,
Hey, hey,
I love me.
I love me.
I love me.
Everybody say,
I love me.
oh,
Do you love you?
yes, I do. Me too.
Well, hey, Sonder family, it is a super Saturday, and we are going to do our first weekly setup social of the month. Happy February, happy Saturday. Um, yes, we're so glad January's over. We made it to February 1st. I was looking, oh, Andrea is saying someday we have to get North Texas folks together. It's in the works. I'm gonna try to do a thing so that the Dallas Fort Worth area people we can hang out and meet each other in person. So we're gonna work on that. That's one of my goals for maybe late spring. So crossing my fingers. I know, Ann, I think what we're gonna do is maybe try to get the facilitators to kind of start thinking about these, and then maybe we can do some micro groups because we need to be able to hug each other. We've been virtual friends far too long. It's time to meet. Let's see. Make sure your chat is set to everyone, and I am seeing a ton of familiar names in the chat. These are the, this is that appointment we make with ourselves. So I know that you're here. Anybody joining us for the first time, just drop a me in the chat. No cameras are off. Your mics are off. I'm the only one in front of the camera. So just say, hello, it's me, I'm new, and let us welcome you. Keep this appointment. Dana's new. Welcome. We're so glad that you're here, and we have the socials, and it helps us with the accountability. We are subscribing to this journal. It's a great tool, and I think these socials really help me make sure that I'm utilizing it, like accountability groups. I'm going to get the most out of it, most bang for my buck. So I like doing it. So anyway, Let's see. Oh yeah, Michelle is saying the Sonder socials where people could share. That was actually, those were called Sonder circles. And they were very small and intimate, and they actually ended up being the springboard for these socials. So that was a good question. Man, I love folks who have been with Silk and Sonder and know that history and that journey. So again, make sure that your chat is set to everyone, because that's how we do share. You're going to be invited tonight to just set your journal up just as it is, but I'm going to give you lots of examples of maybe repurposing parts that will work for you. Now, joining me tonight, my co-pilot is Katie Gideon, and y'all know that she is across the pond in Edinburgh, Scotland, and it's in the wee hours there. She might even already be getting close to tomorrow. We always laugh when she's working on my tomorrow, right? She's already turned the clock, but she's hanging out. And if you have questions along the way, she'll be able to hopefully answer those, point you in the right direction. Yeah, she's coming in from the future. We're traveling back to the future when we're with Katie. Um, I put the little graphic on the on the first slide because it is that time of year where we are looking at Lunar New Year celebrations. And those are the years of people who were born in the year of the snake. That's what it is now. Katie and I were talking about, it's kind of fun to do a little quick Google search and see what you are. I'm a water rabbit, which I thought I was a rat, but I I looked it up. It's a rabbit, but I love the idea of embracing this new. Here we are. We can start again with the Lunar New Year. And the snake is so important because it's all about shedding, all about getting rid of what isn't working in your life. So I love that. Oh, you guys are dropping in yours. That's so much fun. Yeah, I don't know, Christine. I got the water part when I like looked it up. There's fire and there's water. And it's interesting because Katie and I are both cancers. And Cancer's a water sign, but she's a fire tiger. So based on the year she was born. So she may have to investigate that more. Anyhow, so that's fun that y'all are dropping that in. You can just do a quick little Google search about Lunar New Year birth animals, and it'll get you there. All right, so here I am. I'm getting off track. This is what will happen when we meet in person. I'll just start rambling. um I want you to be sure that you know that Meha has a wonderful opportunity coming up where she's going to be talking about this personal life coaching and the changes that have been made during the beta part of the program, the plan. It is going to be February 6th from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time. It's a free webinar. She's going to talk a little bit more about the personal coaching and how it can be used in your life. Katie's dropping some links there, so if you want to go directly to sign up there, feel free to do that. Also, we would encourage you, there is a cost involved. If that cost feels prohibitive, please contact concierge at silkandsonder.com, because they might be able to do some working out with you, a plan that would work. The plan is great. You have a big intake. It really knows you. And those of you who are using it on the regular have been giving that feedback in chats about it's been amazing. I had a bad day. I came home, got on in touch with my personal coach. She gave me some journal prompts. I journaled through it. She reminded me of how awesome I am and I love it. So, there's a lot of cool stuff there. Here's those guidelines that we share every time we get together. We create safe spaces. So if you are new here, you come as you are. You don't have to be in a great headspace. If you want to just sit back and kind of take that information in that we're sharing during these socials, that's fine. We do a lot of supporting of one another. You're gonna see folks in the chat. I'm just laughing at the chat because this is so great that y'all are um figuring out what your animal is. But we just connect that way, and it's fun, kind of fun to go, oh, you're a fire goat, me too. So anyhow, we keep this chat safe because it's our point of connection. Be who you are. We do respect everyone's privacy. We say what happens in Sonder Club stays in Sonder Club. And just a reminder that our times together are always a tool for you. You have carved this time out. Take what you need. And if anything, sometimes we do deep digs into the, hey, Michelle, glad to see you. We do deep digs into our theme, and sometimes they can get a little itchy. Just sit with it. Do it when you're ready in the headspace. Nobody's forcing you to do that. We want you to take good care of yourself. So let's get on with it, right? It's admiration. And I played that fun song by Megan Trainor, I Love Me, because that is actually how we're going to kick off our time together. We're really going to be digging into admiration in all areas of our life this month. And I'm real excited about that. We have a new mind map. Our mind map will have 4 weeks. When you come to a weekly setup, this is a bonus prompt that you get, and we are going to be digging into that theme through different lenses each week. So for 4 weeks, we are going to be looking at admiration in different areas of our life. You won't find this in your journal. You'll use a notes page or maybe a bonus sidekick journal, maybe, one of your extra journals that you have to do that. And so we'll do that first. Then we're going to do our rosebud thorn reflection, kind of thinking about this past week. And then we will dive into those weekly setup pages where I have a ton of examples from the Sonder family. So to start off, I'm going to invite you to find a blank page in your journal, or again, you could use, maybe you have a sidekick journal that you do these prompts in. You could use the weekly scratch pad and go week to week to week. Again, 4 weeks worth of diving into admiration, sticky notes, quote page. I used a cookie cutter this month for mine. Everybody runs to the kitchen and gets their cookie cutter. But I thought, yeah, I'm going to use the cookie cutter with hearts because admiration is a synonym for love. And it's Valentine's Day and just all that good stuff. So I wanted to show you how I did it. And I kind of did my hearts in different colors, like conversation hearts, so that I can have a conversation with myself about admiration. So this week, we're going to be looking at admiration of yourself. Oh, that self-love that sometimes is so hard for us to dig up. Like we are so good to everybody else and we forget about being good to ourselves. So, as a reminder, our definition of admiration is a feeling of respect and warm approval for ourselves, recognizing our qualities, achievements, or actions. Love this graphic. You want to know who I love? Read the first word again. So just that reminder. Um, no, I didn't know there was a cookie cutter museum. That's fun. Yes, go Kimberly L. Go to Sonder AI. Why am I remarkable? Now a couple of things. It's so easy to love the good parts about us, and I'm going to share kind of the direction I took this for my mind map. But true self-love is embracing the difficult parts that live in all of us, and I'll show you how I did that. And also, if you were with me for a monthly setup, I've pulled this graphic up. You're probably going to see it every single week because there's that little fish looking in the mirror just like we do and having this linear opinion of ourself. And it's a reminder that sometimes you don't recognize how beautiful you are until you see yourself through the eyes of someone who truly values and loves you. Because we can see that beautiful fish because we're seeing the whole picture. And so I thought that was a good reminder for us. So you might want to consider starting out by doing I am or I can to inspire how you answer this week's prompt. Consider those values you have. Consider your hobbies. Consider what you're proud of And what would your closest person say about you? And if this is feeling a little tricky, maybe just grab your self-love affirmation for your sign and let that kind of be a springboard to start thinking about what you admire in yourself. There's my page. And so up in the little upper part, I put a couple of things that can make it hard to be Jennifer Ogilvy sometimes. I am a people pleaser, a big, big recovering people pleaser, and that really can be hard, right? If you're a people pleaser, Bridget, you're here just in the nick of time. We're talking about it right now. We are doing admiration of ourselves. And I'm also hyper vigilant, which means I worry, 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 worry about everything and do the whole what ifs and I should have. And so that's the part of me that can make it hard to be me, but I love that because it also helps me know that, that's I care for people greatly. And some of that comes through that hypervigilance. And I'm a pleaser. And that helps me love the people in my life. And that helps me be proud of the things I do because I'm kind of persnickety. So I started off with I am loyal. That's a core value that I value in others. I'm creative and I'm proud of the beautiful things I make and I admire my talents. I'm resilient in spite of a challenging upbringing. It made me strong. I'm committed to continued growth. I love that about me that I just dig into that and to change, not to be like I'm an old grumpy lady. I want to always be changing and growing and finding the best version of myself. I'm enthusiastic about what life has to offer, and I'm super committed to my family. And I love that about me because that was a legacy change. So that's the direction I took it. There's also a little meme there about how to love yourself February edition. So if you're sitting there and you're not really sure how to frame this out, maybe kind of jot those things down and start thinking about it. You don't have to do the mind map right now. You can just be thinking about it. I'm going to put on a little bit of music though. I'll go back and forth between these slides while you're working on that. And then we'll get going with our rosebud thorn reflection. Let us know what's coming up for you in the chat. Thanks for digging in. Thanks for digging into this first week of admiration and really looking at the true you, all the parts. I think that's the best way we can admire and love ourselves. You know, all of us, the whole good, the good and the tougher things. I'm glad we had a moment to do that. So I'll invite you now to turn to page 30 because we are going to do a gratitude exercise by looking back over this past week, celebrating the roses, the things that went well, those things that you're proud of, the things you're celebrating. We're going to be embracing the buds, the things that are to come, that are in the works, that maybe we're working on. And then we're going to acknowledge those thorns, those challenges, the things that are not so fun that happened over the week. Maybe take a moment to think about the lessons learned from those thorns. What can we take forward? And hopefully leave some stuff on paper as we're considering that. Um, I've shared with you that my husband's wellness is a little off. He needs to get some knees. I need him to move fast. On doctor's appointments and stuff, he hasn't. And that's just been a challenge. It makes me kind of grumpy. It's that hypervigilance that I have, and that stickler part of me. So that was kind of a thorn. My bud is I'm working on a quilt for my new son-in-law's birthday. We sneaked some of his favorite t-shirts. Of some I'm gonna make a little memory quilt. I'm just excited about working on that for him for his birthday in March. And then y'all, I've gone back to yoga. I've taken 3 weeks worth of classes. I'm loving it, and I'm just really proud of myself. It's a positive thing because it's got really good ripple effects, and it's really helping me counter the thorns that are that are showing up for me. So I'm gonna put on just a little bit of music, and I want to invite you, as you're working on this, to feel free to share in the chat. Let us support you through those thorns, through the things that aren't so good. You're not alone. It's always nice to go, "Oh, yeah, me too." So share as you're comfortable and let us give you some virtual hugs, but also let us celebrate those good things that are going on in your life. Sometimes when we do the rosebud thorn reflection, we realize that it could be one thing is all three. It doesn't always have to be, different things, but man, I'm reading through the chat and I'm so proud of the Sonder family. I'm proud of who you are and what you bring to the world, standing up for others. It's awesome. This exercise helps us realize, that the week brought gifts in whatever form that was, and that's why we always do a rosebud thorn reflection. So good work. Thanks for sitting with us and doing that. We're now going to flip the page to page 32, and we'll be setting up pages 32 and 33 this evening. And again, you're invited to use these pages exactly as they are printed. But I do have lots of examples from the Sonder community of how they maybe reshaped a section to make it work in their life. This is not an exhaustive list, but these are some of the things that you may decide that you want to include somewhere in your journal. If you're here for the very first time, or you're kind of thinking you might want to try something else in your journal and you're not really sure where to land on that, feel free to grab a screenshot of this, because this is just a really great list of things that I've seen that y'all have done. And it can be kind of a point of reference for you as you maybe start thinking, oh yeah, maybe I should put, a little dream tracker somewhere in here, or do a TV movie watching plan. It's all about taking what you need. So, again, not an exhaustive list, but um, we like to think about how do we want to feel throughout this week. And think about very quickly what you know is coming up for you, and embrace a feeling that you can then use as kind of your compass to guide you through the week. Now, this could be the same word you had last week. This could be your word of the year if you chose one of those. That you can use a statement. Some folks like just to put stickers here. Lots of different ways. That we might want to frame this out. Some folks will even do a feeling for each day, like they know what their day is looking like or what their week is going to look like. And so they'll make a little chart and do, on Monday, I want to feel powerful. On Tuesday, I want to feel carefree. Wednesday is a, tough meeting, so I want to be determined. So it's really what you need from the week. So take a moment and jot down in the chat maybe some things that are coming to mind about how you want to frame out your week. Lately, mine has been, organized, back on track. I seem to have had the hardest time just like resetting after the holidays this year. I'm seeing confident, radiant, grateful. Yeah, Karen, it's kind of a good idea. Maybe if some days are going to need a different word than others, right? You can sort of frame that out and embrace a word. You could even flip over to that weekly spread and put your words for each day there. I'm seeing intentional, inspired, admiration for myself. It is always great to use our theme of the month. Intention, inspired, yeah, more powerful, less tense. I always love the idea of more and less, more of something, less of something. Motivated, flexible, oh boy. Denise, you're back in the house together. Yes, flexibility. We are sending you that good juju. Motivated, confident, compassionate, balanced, calm. So, I love that, Amy. She's using her words of the year, which are change and thrive. So she'll be seeing that. Grateful. There's no reason to change this up every single week. If you have words that are working for you, go for it. Oh, Lori, I hope you can obtain a pain-free week, or at least maybe a little less pain, calm, a lot of connected, a lot of creative. And so let's take that word now and think about what we want to get done. What are those three major goals you have this week? Now, you can also just set one goal. You know what your week needs, right? But I've got some examples to show you. I love this one that says it's ABC. I loved how they just made it kind of fun by doing an ABC. Always be prepared, bring all the energy, continue to be great. Love that. Um, Also wanted to remind you that 90% you are 90% more likely to reach goals when you speak your goals to a group of people and have regular check-ins with that group. So feel free to share tonight. Here's your people, and then come back and have regular check-ins and let us know how you're doing. We will be your accountability so that those 90% of those goals will be reached. Again, go back. What did you put for your intentions when you set up for the monthly tracker? Last month we had a wheel of life. If you have that wheel of life and you had a low area, how can your goals this week maybe help you change up that low area that you discovered when you worked through your wheel of life? So don't leave that tool behind. That's something that you can bring forward into your goals. I'm going to show you a lot of great examples of how folks set this section up. Here's a couple of kind of no goals or stop goals, things that you're going to get rid of. I love kind of that mindset, especially as we're thinking about admiration of self. What do we need to release so that we can be the best version of ourself? Here are some examples from you all. It's just kind of fun to see those numbers really nice and big, how the space is divided. Think about how your goals will support that feeling that you shouted out to us that you want to feel. Now, look at the one over on the right. This person's going to do five. It looks like five bullet points made with heart stickers. So if you need more than three, that's okay. If you need just one, that's okay. This is all about taking what you need. A lot of times folks will set this up in categories. So this example of a self goal, a home goal, a work goal, and all of those point back to their word of the week, their feeling word of feeling valued. And they've put into place a plan of action so that that value happens. The one that is over the upper right, they are taking their major goals and connecting them directly with that to be list. They want to, for their mind goal. If you look over to be present there and be a listener and be curious and be positive, their body goal, strong, tall, calm. So you can set it up that way. The one underneath that, there's some organization that's going to happen, office, the house, and then also health and fitness. And then they made a little bingo board out of their to-do list that supports all of those things. So as those things happen, they're going to gamify it, mark it off, complete their bingo card. There's a lot of ways to repurpose this section as well. And so, if you don't want to do goals and you're really focusing more on your intentions and maybe habits, that's fine. Use this space for something else that will serve you, like quotes, shows you want to watch, songs that help you think of admiration. You could create that mini bingo board. Just throw some fun stickers there. And then we'll also take a moment to look at those to-dos so that they can maybe sync up if that's what works for you. Here's a little reminder, a little February to-do list, and I love the first one. Edit your New Year's resolutions. How are things going? Do that check-in. Feel free to change it up if you need to. Some random acts of kindness. What a great way to admire the community. Say I love you to yourself, which is what we are doing this week through that lens of admiration of self. And let's look at the Eisenhower matrix. If you've not used this tool, if you've got a to-do list that's just ginormous, create this box and plug all those things in so that you can prioritize the urgent, important things all the way down to perhaps the things that can be delegated or even dropped, maybe even just left behind. If that's possible, sometimes it's not, but this is a really good way to tackle a really big to-do list. Also dividing again that dividing things up into different sections of your life. So here's an example of your need, want, hope, to-do list. So kind of the need might be the biggest priority on that list. Working on, and then if I have time, I hope I can get to this, or I hope I can, like this one says, self care for half an hour. I'm hoping. Wants and needs. I love this one on the left. What am I going to read? What am I going to watch? What am I going to listen? That's just that me time that's so critical. The one in the upper middle, school and personal. Maybe you have a work and personal. The one below that, self, home, others. And then, of course, the morning and evening to-do list. So you've got maybe a little bit of a rhythm and routine blocked out there. Again, all about what you need. Perhaps you need a to-be list. What do you need to focus on for your mental wellness? Again, referring back to maybe your intentions. What did you set for that spiritual, mental component of who you are? Maybe that shows up in a to-be list. Um, I love this one because I know last week when we were doing socials, folks were like, it's just a crazy, crazy week. And maybe keep a worries list, a place where you can just go dump those things that are ruminating in your brain and leave them on paper. That can be very helpful during times that evoke a lot of worry. Um, a to-don't list, kind of flipping that word around. What do you not need to do to take care of yourself? And then these are just some really fun ways of setting that to-do list up that's not exactly a list, right? Bingo boards, maybe making a fun flower. Maybe you can put your to-dos in little hearts, use your stickers. It's again really up to you. And then the last thing, make a to-do list, and that's just sort of that ongoing list of maybe the things that you did finish. It wasn't necessarily on a list, but you're going to write it down and give yourself credit and say, ta-da. Or also a distractions list. If you're trying to not be so distracted by social media and your phone, maybe you start keeping a distractions list, and that will help you stay focused on the main thing that you want to be focused on. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go back through all of these slides so that you can see them. And then, right, intentionally noticed when you're distracting. I mean, the first thing I do is pick up this phone, even though I know I shouldn't do that in the morning. It's the first thing I do. So I'm going to go back through all of these while you work on these two sections, and then we'll come back and do our habits and activities. Let us know what's coming up for you in the chat, what things are going through your brain, and how you're going to be using these sections this week. Alrighty. So I wanted to call out very quickly that Sarah said, this week I'm doing two goals because the week's kind of busy. She's got a lot of appointments, and I love how she's setting herself up realistically and setting herself up for success, right? So thanks for shouting that out in the chat, Sarah. Just that good reminder um, of that. So now let's drop down to that habit and activity section and look at what are we going to do this week, and you have that monthly habit tracker that's got those kind of daily things on it, but this tracker can be changed up for what your week is bringing you. That's why it's habits and activities. Maybe you want to exercise 3 days of the week, and so you're going to write that down, and you might actually, like the example up on the top here, circle those 3 days that you intend to exercise. So this tracker gives you a lot of flexibility with what the week is going to bring your way. You can track a certain number of things. You can set that goal for, say I want to go outside and get fresh air 7 times, which is what you see on this upper habit tracker. But you don't have to set a goal. You can leave that blank. You can cover it up like the one you see in the bottom left there. And the one on the bottom left, they're going to track 3 days. I'm not sure if they're traveling, but they're not going to worry about every single day having something to track there. The one above that, they're just checking, going to track the colors of the rainbow that they're eating through the week and giving themselves credit for when those things that shows up in their life. Maybe that's one of their, health goals is to do that. And so they're going to use this whole tracker in that way. The one in the bottom middle there, it is gamifying it, doing something 5 times, something 4 times, something 3 times, and then something 1 time. They kind of made it fun to set those goals. And then the one next door to that, it's just 4 things, and they're going to track it with a little colored dot. So again, maybe you're tracking 2 things. Oftentimes, this tracker for me is pointing me back to my other trackers, like go do my gratitude, go do, the month, check in on my monthly habit tracker. So it's kind of that dual reminder so that I don't forget. I have some feel good habits for you to consider adding to your tracker. Remember that habits can take a long time to get hardwired in your brain. So you may be bringing forward the habits that you had last week, and there's nothing wrong with that because we need to have it on repeat for 60 something days up to 180 days until something becomes a habit and you're ready to maybe move on to something else. So start small and stick with it. Feel free to bring them over from last week. I'm going to put on a little bit of music. Let us know, what are you going to track, and do you set a goal for yourself, or do you just kind of track as these things happen, and we'll just draw inspiration from one another.
I am a being of love, love. I am a being of love, 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 love. I am a being of love, love. I am a being of
All right, let's jump over now to our next page, as our Katie lovingly refers to it, the side B of the record album. This is that secondary page that gets repurposed so much because there's all these cool spaces on here. So you see that there's a meal plan and there's a mind body health plan and a shopping list and an I am loving space. But most of the I know that a lot of y'all take these spaces and change them up. You may put your meal plan in your mind body health plan because you just plan your main meal of the day. You use that meal plan for a journal reflection because there's those nice big spaces there. So again, here's a list of some repurposing ideas that I've seen from all of you. And you might want to grab a screenshot if you're thinking about it. One of the things I do sometimes is as the spring comes, one of these sections will end up being like my garden tasks because I'm a gardener. And so during that season, that's what I will use that. And so Jennifer sharing, she uses that meal plan to write the quotes from Daily Ritual down. Julie says she does a daily quote there. So again, there's not a right way or a wrong way to do these. You can use them just as they are if that's what is speaking to you. But here are some repurposing. I'm going to go through all these slides kind of quickly, and then I'll put them back on while you're working on this page. But these are journal prompts and responses, 7 types of rest, and I have another graphic in a couple of slides explaining the 7 types of rest if that's something you're interested in learning a little more about. Self-care plan, weekly reflection. Remember, affirmations are great right here. Our daily affirmations. We've got those water droplets. Are you using those? I love the idea of color coding them to help you monitor what you're drinking. That probably should have more blue than anything, right? Chore list, appointments. There's that wardrobe tracker. We laughed. Katie called me out. So she said, Jennifer, that's been there for 2 years. It's good though, right? Oh yeah, we're traveling this week. Let's do that. A symptom tracker, fasting, a glad reflection of what you are grateful for, what you learned, what you achieved, what delighted you for the week. So lots of great ideas. Now, here's that mind body health plan. I always say, this is my selfish space. This is what I put, like, what am I going to do for me to admire myself, to take our theme of the week. So here are some great ideas. There are the 7 kinds of rest, and you can either embrace a different type to take care of yourself and maybe lean into giving yourself a mental rest, a sensory rest, a creative rest, or you can maybe figure out what area that you need the most rest in and then frame that mind body health plan out. Maybe, everything needs to be creative rest this week because you haven't been being creative. And so you're going to schedule in some time to do that and you use that space to do so. Here's some examples of my body health plan. I was kind of trying to get back in my exercise kick. One of mine is there at the bottom, and I just drew the things that I'm willing to do, or wrote the things I'm willing to do: strength, yoga, walk, maybe something else, and then just drew lines on the days I did the thing. You can create little charts here. I like the one in the bottom middle, just a little menu that you can choose from each day for taking care of yourself. Also the idea of 5 minutes for me, like the one at the bottom right there. Gosh, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. The taking inventory of self. How do I feel? And what is that telling me I need? And that could be a morning check-in, that could be an evening check-in, and it could be both. Like you might be doing this feel and need check-in a couple of times a day. A wardrobe planner. What made me smile, laugh, and be happy? And then that shopping list, we love the little grid there because we can turn it into anything. Lots of us like to do a bingo board here. I do too, Karen. I like the what made me smile, laugh, or be happy today. And that's, again, another really lovely way of admiring yourself. And so there's some repurposing ideas. And then what are you loving? What are you loving this week? What's just been awesome? You can drop that in the chat while we're working on these pages. I'm going to put on some music and we'll work on this, and I'll go back and forth between all those slides while you're completing these sections. And let us know, are there areas that you repurpose, or do you use it just as it's printed? Before we close, I just, Frances posted earlier and you guys offered her such support. Frances, we are with you in the loss of your beloved, and we are so honored that you chose to just like sit with us today. And I hope that you feel the love that we have. And as you travel through the days, I know that everybody who's here tonight will commit to um, check in Sonder Club. If you're having a rough day, post that, and we will be your support and send you some virtual love since we're far away. But thank you for being here. We're all very honored that you chose to share an evening with us. Y'all are, yeah, Katie. This community is so special. So thank y'all for loving on Francis as you could. I am honored that y'all were all here today. And I'm very excited that you worked on your journal and you've got your first full week of February ready to go. And would love to see how you're setting your journal up. Go put that in Sonder Club as well. Another little shout out for that personalized coaching. And there are our songs that we listened to this evening. If you, I'll post the spot. I'm on Spotify, so if you enjoyed some of that music and you want to do another listen to it, it'll keep growing as the month goes on. But always so grateful to be with y'all, and I hope you have just a fabulous week as we kick off a new month. Say goodbye to January and welcome in a month of admiring um, this life that we've been given, the lumps, the bumps, and the good stuff. And I will see you very soon.
I want to love myself without needing someone else to say it to me. I want to love myself without needing someone's help to show it to me. Hey, cause I can be mean in my mind, beat myself up all the time with awful thoughts, and I can't eat myself alive. I'm gonna try, it's gonna be an awkward talk, but I love you, I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you've become. Don't know why I cannot hear it, unless it comes from someone else. But I'ma find a way to finally feel it when I say it to myself. When I say it to myself. I want to be someone who's not swayed by opinions. Be me authentically without the apologies. And warm my heart to soar without being insecure. And point out what's wrong with me. Sometimes subconsciously, yeah, I can be mean in my mind, beat myself up all the time with awful thoughts, and I can't eat myself alive. I'm gonna try, it's gonna be an awkward talk, but I love you, I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you've become. Don't know why I cannot hear it, unless it comes from someone else. But I'ma find a way to finally feel it when I say it to myself. When I say it to myself. I want to love myself without needing someone.